hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to the power of female energetics. I very much look forward to giving you these teachings, this activation, and this ability for you to journey deeper and deeper into yourself so you can contact and surrender to the most epic, most beautiful magnetic field of prosperity that lives inside of you. So we will be taking a very beautiful journey today, tonight. So I invite you to let go of all distractions and just gift yourself this time to you now, because this is all about you and this is all about you coming back to you. So I just want to take this moment to welcome you. Welcome all of your being, your beauty, your body, your wisdom, all the hidden parts inside of you, your breasts, your womb, your gorgeous female body temple. And I just welcome you, welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. So I just put this little light on here. For those that don't know me, my name is Vanya Silverten. I have been an energy teacher and healer for over a decade. And I have a cat that is trying to get into my room. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to let him in. Hi, Rainbow, one moment. He's literally pierced open the door. Oh, he's in. Okay. I had the door closed with the chair up it so he wouldn't get in, but he's managed to get in. So we're welcoming Rainbow into the room as well. But I am a healer. I'm a mother. I've been doing a lot of beautiful work around embodiments, and not too long ago, about maybe almost 10 years ago, I had the most extraordinary awakening in the universe, definitely in the universe, but in the rainforest. When I went back home to my hometown in Australia, I had a really big Kundalini awakening, and my sexual energy woke up through my body, and I went out into the universe. My beautiful sexual energy connected to my soul. I connected to every single star in the universe, and I felt the entire universe make love to me for like 8 hours, and my body upgraded and it blossomed and it orgasmed and orgasmed and orgasmed and orgasmed. And it was the most enlightening, awakening embodiment experience that allowed me to incarnate here more and more and more, and more importantly, into my female body temple. So, and then 2 weeks later, I conceived my daughter, and that gave me a deeper journey into the female body temple. So for me, female energetics and the journey into the female body and the ability to awaken the female body and connect to deeper levels of magnetism and prosperity and success has been a really, really big mastery path for me. And which is why I teach retreats, which is why I do a lot of beautiful courses for women. If you haven't read it, I've also written the book Sacred Revolution, A Woman's Path to Love, Power, and Sensual Enlightenment. So for me, female energetics is really, 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 really powerful. And it's something that I am learning to master more and more and more. So today, tonight, I'm hoping to give you all the tools and all the keys so that you can keep unlocking yourself towards your greater success. So I welcome you here. And I just want to read out everyone's name and intention in the chat. We have Torna from New Jersey in USA. Hello. Heidi from New Jersey. Heidi's also in the UK, wanting to be more relaxed. Sia from Denmark. Renee from Dubai. Suki, yeah, you're here in the same time zone. She's usually in Bali. Diana from Romania, and her intention for tonight is to be present and have peace. Martina from Greece. Mari from Arlington and Texas. Jennifer in Germany. Her intention is to fully let go of anyone intertwining with my spine side and be in my right side of body, fully embodying my soul. Kathy from Boston. Hi, Kathy. Steph from the UK. Steph. Penny from UK. Amy from London. And she wants to embody her magical, magnetic, mystical feminine power. Lila from Dubai. Julia from UK. And she's going to recall all her power. Arena from Sweden. Stina from Norway. Basia from loves the intro. Yay. I do too. My assistant Stephanie did it today, and I looked at it. I was like, wow, Steph, it's so beautiful. Simona, long time no see and looking forward. And Jasara, I miss you too, Jasara. And whoever else has added to the chat or not. I've got Catherine from New York. Hi, Catherine. Ellie from Surrey. Hello, everybody. And I love reading out all the names and where we're all from, because it creates this beautiful circuit of energy and allows us to all connect. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's begin with a little prayer, and then we have Charlotte from Copenhagen. Hi, Charlotte. and we have beautiful rainbow in the background. So let's just begin and just arrive deeper and deeper into you. Because again, I want you to really journey with me tonight, because usually I channel and I talk and I activate, but we're going on a journey into you. So I really want to be your guide so that you can have some profound awarenesses, awakenings. I want this to be a transmission for you. So I really invite your whole presence to be with us tonight. So let's begin with a little prayer to begin entering into this beautiful field of feminine energetics. So Mother, Father, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our families, the winds, the waters, the earth, the sea, the land, the birds, the bees, the trees, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky. We thank you for who we are and who we are all becoming. So just take a few deep breaths, breathing all the way down to your belly and exhaling, breathing all the way down to your beautiful yoni, your vagina, and exhaling, breathing all the way down to your feet. And exhaling, and maybe just give your body a little bit of a wiggle and a shake, and just let go of the day that's been. Give yourself a little stretch. Ooh, welcome, 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 welcome. So yeah, use this as a meditation, as a transmission, as a guide. Follow my voice. You might feel things come up inside of you, which is normal, so you can write things down, you can journal on them, and it might show you areas of your life that you still need to work on. What I bring to you today might also wake up parts of you, or you might feel new activations coming into your body, or parts of your body reorganize themselves. Just go with it, because this is a transformative experience. It's more than just a little, masterclass of a chit chat of some information. It's a transmission. So I invite you to work with what is happening for you here tonight. And you'll always have the opportunity to re-listen to the recording again, so that you can go deeper into it, or if you miss something, or you've got the opportunity to listen to this again. So relax, don't worry. This is all about you becoming more of you. So for me, female energetics is all about us learning to return to the power of our feminine nature. And yes, we have both masculine and feminine energy within us. And yes, we use both of these forces within us to master our lives. We need our masculine energy to help us focus, and to help us have vision, and to get work done, and to be protective, and to be in leadership, and we also need our feminine energy to surrender and be receptive and creative and intuitive and instinctual. And we master our lives really by letting these two forces play out within us, by letting our beautiful divine masculine evolve, so that it can make love to the femininity within us, so it can evolve. And so we evolve ourselves through our divine masculine and our divine feminine. So it is part of the journey. And then we also get to play that journey out with our soulmates, right? We get to, their masculine and feminine plays out with our masculine and feminine, right? And we go on a little journey there. If we're doing work, right? If we're doing, our career or our work, or being an entrepreneur, it also plays out in our work, how we work. So they're powerful forces and frequencies within us, that they're polarizing forces and energy. But what I want to focus on tonight is to really go in and recover the feminine energetics within you, because once we begin to recover the feminine energetics within us, we contact such a powerful well of fortune within us that it begins to create a magnetic field of prosperity in our lives. And this is really key, because we are wanting, if we truly are in our feminine energy, we want to be in a place in our lives where we can fully surrender and trust life, where we can fully surrender and trust the magic of life unfolding in its perfection. We can truly surrender and receive the prosperity and the goodness that is available to us. We can move into a mode where we're not hustling and working and overachieving and overdoing and overthinking and overcomplicating things in order to achieve. We take on a whole other energy, which has a gravity, a weight to it, which can pull goodness towards us. right? And that really is what true magnetism is. You know, the feminine energy is magnetic in nature, because she is so fulfilled with her own fortune, with her own love that exists within her, with she's so fulfilled. She's not searching or looking or needing or manipulating or pulling or leaking her power in order to get something, which is a very immature response. Instead, she's learned to fill herself up. She's learned to contact the deep well of fortune that lives within her. And through that, she learns to compound her relationship to herself with her own fortune. And by doing that, and I will unpick all of this, she develops it compounds, and she develops a what's the right word to use? It's like a gravity, a weight. She becomes solid in her own sense of self, that she becomes a pillar in her own energy, and that creates a magnetic field. It creates a pull, it creates an orbit, it creates a gravity, so that that which she is, the fortune that she is, gets attracted to her from life, from the universe. And that's where the more a woman starts to live from her feminine fortune, her feminine energetics, she's going to find it much more easier to have success. She's going to find it much more easier to create prosperity in her life. She's going to find it much more easier to receive more love, receive more wealth. She's going to find it much more easier to relax into her greatness. Because when women can't relax into their greatness, or they can't relax into their femininity, they haven't surrendered, they'll never truly find themselves. They'll never truly find their power. They'll never fully, truly know their beauty. They'll never truly, fully know their wisdom. And they'll never truly find the throne that they're meant to be sitting on. And this is really important. We all need to constantly evolve and advance ourselves back to our throne as women. And we are the only ones that get to claim our throne. No one's going to give it to you. No Prince Charming's going to fall out of the sky. No magical lotto ticket's going to give it to you. No amount of, fancy handbags or shoes or jewelry or Botox or makeup is going to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. And the only way you can give back your female queendom, right? You're the empress, the throne, the one who is by going on this journey back into your feminine power, back into using the feminine energetics. And so this is the journey I want to take you on tonight. I want to take you on a journey that allows you to find the path back to this throne. Because once you learn you learn the path back, life becomes easier and more delicious and more beautiful and more luxurious and more gentle and more fluid and more flowing and more graceful. It becomes more blossoming in nature. Right? And that creates more of that, which creates more of that, which creates more of that. And so the journey back to our throne through our female energetics is also a way, once we learn to sit on it, is a way that a woman has learned to create heaven in her life. She's learned to become heaven within her. She creates a magnetic field to keep attracting that heaven into her life. And by default, she manifests it and creates it. And so for me, the path into female energetics, or the mastery of female energetics, is also the mastery of creation, conscious creation, the mastery of manifesting. It's also the mastery of allowing more luck to come into our lives as well. So I want to give you this path tonight. I want to show you what you can do to get there. And I also want to show you the things which kind of pull us off it, or distract us from it, or get us tangled up in other places and pull us away from this throne. But if there's anything you get out of tonight's transmission, I want you to get that you have to return yourself back to this throne, the throne of your greatness, the throne of where you sit in your own fortune, the throne where you're so strong, so solid, so full, so complete with your own energy that you create a magnetic field of prosperity around you. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 1 year to get there, or 2 years, or 5 years, or 10 years. You've just got to keep getting back to that throne, because that is the aim of the game, especially if you're in a female body temple. And to be honest, the more we as humanity, everyone, man, woman, or those in between, can learn these tools to return themselves back to their throne, to return themselves back to their own internal fortune, to return themselves back to the extraordinary love that lives within them, for them to return back to their greatness, allows everyone to start to step into their sovereign brilliance. And if we're all sitting on a throne of our own sovereign brilliance, this world will shift and change dramatically. Shift and change dramatically. Because we'll start to operate with more care, with more love, with more integrity. We'll start to know our worth more. We'll start to have greater visions of the type of heaven we want to experience. We'll have better boundaries, right? So we all have to return back to this throne. It's so important. And so sometimes, most times, because we are dealing with feminine energetics here, I'm getting goosebumps all over me. We as women are the ones that have to return ourselves back to this throne. All right, we have to return ourselves first. We lead the way. We might be part of the first wave of women that lead the way back to the throne. We lead ourselves back there first. And then that allows the energy, the patterning, the transmission for others to follow and do the same. So don't ever underestimate, we can sometimes get a little bit short-sighted and a little bit selfish, thinking I'm going to play with female energetics and get back to my throne and create all this wealth and prosperity for me, for my life. But actually, we also need to expand a little bit and realize, yes, we do get to experience it for us. But simultaneously, we're helping to recode and reshift humanity, right? To start walking this path. So expand a little bit. You're doing it for you, but you're doing it for others. And sometimes what happens with people, right, when we're doing it just for ourselves, if we don't get immediate results and immediate gratification, we kind of give up on it. It's not working. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting what I want, because we've gotten too short-sighted. So I really invite you to play this long-term game with what I'm teaching you tonight, and know that it is for you, for your family, for the world, and to help, crumble some of this patriarchal ways of doing, which isn't really helping our planet and our earth and our nature and all of these things, right? So we have to begin by creating the path. So gorgeous being, just know you are to return yourself to the throne. And by doing so, you help create the path and the wisdom and the knowledge for others to return back to that throne. And maybe before we even go deeper into this, I just want you to feel this energy and energetic coordinate of being so surrendered, so connected to, so full, so completed by your own fortune, by the love, by the divinity within you, that you feel centered in yourself, you feel full, you feel complete. And just for a moment, feel yourself sitting on this beautiful throne, and just feel the energy imprint of that. You might feel yourself feeling strong, stable. You might feel a centeredness. You might feel an expansionness by sitting on this throne. You might feel yourself opening up to the entire universe. You might feel a stillness, a completedness. You might just feel a part of your brain or your body goes, this is where I'm going, and something clicks, right? So just let whatever transmission or coordinate do what it needs to do. Beautiful. And take a deep breath. So in order for us to be able to play at these levels where we can really surrender, because the feminine energy is all about surrendering, right? It's all about, I can let go of all of my doubts. I can let go of my heartbreaks. I can let go of whatever stories I've been holding on to, and I can surrender into a greater force within me. I can surrender into a greater pool of wisdom that exists within me. I can surrender to a greater well and pool of love that exists within me. And through the journey of surrendering, we learn to go deeper into our ability to trust the universe to look after us, right? We trust the magic of life. And this is key because the feminine sits in the mystery, it sits in the magic, it sits in this place of this potency of life. And the only way to get there is to be able to surrender into it, to drop all the masks or the illusions or the chatter or the distractions, and learn to surrender into this deeper potency that exists within us. And we've all touched upon this potency. It might have come through as like intuition for you, or a sense of energy that burst through you, or this desire, or this wildness that moved through you, or this deep knowing, or this power that overcame you, or this visionary part of you, or this part that just magically takes over for you to master yourself and master your life. And the more we learn to surrender to this, and we can contact this fortune, this potency within us, we also contact extraordinary wells of all the high vibrational frequencies in the universe to create with and create from. So love and abundance and beauty and luxury and tolerance and compassion and courage and bravery and power and joy and tenacity and all of these things. And we surrender to, we learn to gather all this power, all these different forms of power, and we surrender and we gather it and we become it, and we can use it in our lives, right? Which is why women are multi-talented, multi-emotional, multifaceted. We've got like 1,000 different versions of us inside of ourselves, right? Because we have access so much power, so much ability, and it's a transmission. The female body has a clear channel to this. And so when we're clear, when we're surrendered to it, when we can trust it, when we can feel it moving through us freely, we begin to move mountains, right? We can speak up, we can say what we need to say, we can have strong boundaries, we can let our creative ideas move through us, and we're like, I need to create this and that. We can trust the visions we can have. We can learn to psychically see and connect to the universe, because we're that deeply connected and weaved into this magic of life. And this is female power. And we learn to surrender to it because we are so aware of a bigger greatness that is inside of us. This is where our healing gifts come from. This is why we're created to create something from the nothingness. We get to create babies. It's pretty amazing. But we also are highly creative, and we can create. We're creators. We're naturally creators. Which is why, as women, we have this deep desire inside of us to create beauty in our lives, to heal things, to correct things, to make it better, to make sure everyone's okay. Because we're designed our feminine energetics are designed to create and heal and transform and awaken life back to what we know is true, back to our origin, right? Which is love, which is that magic, which is that mystery, which is that a fortune that exists inside of us. We're meant to weave life back there, which is why we're mothers, and we mother our children, and we see where their shadows are, and we help guide them and move them, right? It's why we're natural listeners, why we're natural nurturers, why we're natural carers. And there's a power in all of that. It's they're not weak things. There's the power in that. And I think this is really important. There's a power here. There's a power of creation that lives inside the feminine, which is so powerful and so strong. There is an intuition, an instinct, a wisdom that lives within the feminine, which needs to have its freedom to exist in clarity. Because when this pool of energy is free to exist in clarity, we move mountains. We create new life. We can shift out that which no longer serves us very quickly. We can attract that which does very easily. But we have to get up to a point where it's clear. There's a clarity here where you can trust yourself so much that you can let go of all the mask and illusions and surrender to that deeper pool of fortune that exists inside of you, where you can trust the fortune that exists inside of you to complete you, to fulfill you, to bring you access to even higher realms, right? To work from. We have to be able to trust that even the higher realms of life are there to look after us and support us. And in doing so, we weave ourselves back to the divine universe more and more and more and more and more and more and more to gather our power. And this journey creates our kingdom. This journey weaves us back to our throne. And we have to claim it. And we have to find it. And we have to sometimes, give it a scrub and a polish to get ourselves back there. And sometimes we have to cut a lot of cords and rip out some stuff from our life. And it's not always easy so that we can get back to this throne. Because you deserve to be there. But more importantly, you belong there. You belong there. That is where you belong. So I just want you to feel yourself really just belonging in this place where you exist with a fortune of love inside of you, where you exist with a fortune of wisdom inside of you, where you exist with a fortune of mystery and magic within you, where you exist with a fortune of creativity inside of you, where you exist with a fortune of joy inside of you, where you are so full of fortune, you complete yourself. And you're so full of fortune that it just is. There's no doubt, there's no confusion, there's no second guessing, there's no comparison, there's no jealousy, there's none of that stuff. It just is. You're so full of fortune, it just is, and it becomes a stable force. And this is very key for feminine energetics. The feminine energy needs a deep sense of stability within her in order for her to feel alive, to create and flourish and awaken and do all these things. There has to be a core of stableness there. And that stability allows us to deeply trust. That stability allows us to know that we have everything we need within us. And it's really key. Now, some people would say, oh, you need the core of the masculine, the stable masculine for the feminine energy to flourish. Yes, on some level, yes. But I think it's deeper than that. I think it's a deep, deep journey to trust the feminine energy within you so much that it recreates itself as this strong elder matriarchal force within you. And I think that is really lacking in all of us because we don't have enough strong matriarchal forces of energy to stabilize ourselves with. So just for a moment, I just invite you to feel yourself surrendering to the fortune inside of you. And remember, this is a journey, right? So I'm giving you coordinates. So you might get there straight away, or you might just go, okay, there's something here I need to explore. Either's fine, right? But I invite you to feel surrendering until you can feel or find or imagine or visualize a stability that exists inside of you, a strong knowing, a deep trust, a deep awareness, a deep, like total, I trust the universe. I trust the magic of life. I trust my powers. I trust who I am. I trust the perfection of life. I trust that the right things are going to happen. I trust. And in that trust is a stability. And that stability, I cannot tell you, is like gold dust. It's like a very, very diamond part of you. Because if we can learn to relax into this stability more of this kind of very deep feminine aspect, this deep, very deep, powerful feminine aspect, then we're going to master feminine energetics a lot easier because we found the core energy we're meant to be residing in. And the problem is with female energy is we are extremely anxious by nature. If we don't have this strong, stable core of a powerful feminine within us, the one that who can knows the universe and can trust it, we can't sit there, then what will tend to happen is that our anxiety will start to take over. We'll second guess ourselves. We'll doubt, is this thing going to happen? Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe that's not going to work out the way it is. Maybe he's not the one. Maybe he's the one. Maybe he's wrong. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is a red flag. Oh my God, I don't know. What is it going to work? And we get there a lot, too much. I have to heal. There's something wrong. It's a limiting belief. Oh my God. And we're there a lot. So the out of balance feminine is very, very anxious because she hasn't learned to trust this deeper place of stability. That is the throne. That stability is the throne where it's like, I have arrived. I know the truth of who I am. I know the truth of the universe. I know the truth of my female powers. I know the truth of who I am in a female body can operate in this world and what I can do to create my version of heaven here. There's a strong stability there. That is the throne. But we don't sit there. We don't sit in the stability. In fact, many of us haven't even learnt how to sit in that stability. Many of us haven't even contacted that stability, or you may have flitted in and out of it. So the real goal is to learn to sit in it more, become it, feel the stability, the stableness of it. Because otherwise, you leak your female energy. We don't want to leak our female energy because female energy is very, very powerful. And if we leak female energy, it means we're tangling up our energy in unhealthy ways in our life. And that's very destructive. So we have to sit in our stability in order for it to be productive. We have to find this throne. Otherwise, we sit in all our immature female energy and it becomes destructive in nature. Which is why you might tend to get, if you're doing business or work, you're sabotaging, things aren't quite working the way it is. You're making wrong decisions in the wrong places. You're misinterpreting things because we're sitting in that energy, not this energy. So the question is then, how does this immature feminine develop? And how do can I keep returning to my throne? Can I keep returning my throne? So when we look at destructive female energy, immature female energy, we get a woman or those using their feminine energy in this way, right? Whichever way you want to look at it. We get someone who's anxious, indecisive, can't make decisions, or feels like am I making the wrong decision? Or if I make this decision, overthinking things, we can pull into that kind of energy. The destructive or immature female energy can also be really jealous, because they're like, well, that person has what I want. I'm going to be jealous and try and take it from them. I'm going to put them down in order for me to try and get what they have because I can't create it myself, right? Or I'm anxious, I can't make the decision because I can't contact my wisdom and my intuition. Or even just the whole beauty industry, like how much that distorts feminine energy and feminine power is incredible. You know, too ugly, too fat, too wrinkly, too much cellulite, too many gray hairs, too small lips, too ugly, too dry, too whatever, right? That takes away a lot of our energy and we get pulled into that a lot. Oh my God, does this look good on me? Am I looking too fat? What am I going to eat? Should I eat this? Maybe I don't need to eat that. Maybe there's some calories in this. Maybe I need to go and exercise over that. I shouldn't have eaten that. Oh my God, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten for a really long time. I'm going to eat a lot of things now. I'm going to feel guilty for all this eating I've had. Now I'm going to have to put on a corset and or do some Botox or whatever it is. And the cycle wastes a lot of our energy and it keeps us still in the destructive, confusing, self-doubt, criticizing, destructive energy of self. Because that's what out of balance feminine energy does. It can be very destructive. Why? Because feminine energy, when it's in its power, is highly creative. Right? So other things can be around our sexual energy, right? Sexual energy is a very powerful force within us. And it can bring a lot of joy and pleasure, but it can also bring a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of interesting. We can sometimes attract wrong relationships to try and get some love. You know, we can also have been in many experiences where we've been abused or taken advantage of because we thought that was a love. And so we get confused again, you know, my sexual energy is rising, but I'm feeling guilt, I'm feeling shame, I can't quite own it. And now I've got these weird experiences, I'm wanting love, but it's not turning up as love. Now I'm feeling even more confused and I feel even more sticky inside, you know? And then that starts to muddy up the system of the feminine. And the more muddy the feminine system is, the body, the less she can contact herself with clarity. She can we're wanting the body the vessel to be clear so that we can contact this fortune with clarity. We can feel the throne we're meant to be sitting on with clarity. We can know the wisdom and the intuition that needs to come through with clarity. And then you get all the other stuff that starts to tangle up the feminine. We get mothers that were out of that, you know, the female line. Your mother may have been jealous of you or abusive of you or angry or fragile or a victim or whatever her story, and her mother and her mother and her mother and her mother, because for many generations we've had women that have been forced off the throne, right? Be forced off the throne to be subordinate, and then all their ability to trust in themselves gets taken away every single generation. So, you know, no voting, no ability to own property or own your own money or work, or it gets taken. Or education gets taken. So we come from a long lineage of women that have been displaced from the throne. How are we supposed to learn it? So the key is we have to know where we are leaking our feminine power, when we're learning it, when it's operating from a destructive place, and what we can do to reset it, reorganize us to get us back onto the throne. And it's a journey, but it's a beautiful journey, and it's not always easy. And it usually, this journey back to feminine energetics, or the power of back to the throne, usually always begins with love. Self-love first. And it usually begins because we've gotten so heartbroken in life. We've gotten so heartbroken in our partner. We've gotten so heartbroken with the life we've been given. And deep down inside, we know that there's more. And because we know that there's more, we can feel that fortune deep down inside of us going, hey, there's more here. That's the pivotal moment where we go, right, screw this. I'm going to do what it takes to clear up all this stuff. And I'm going to go on this path. but it usually takes heartbreak and disappointment for us to get there. And so if you are someone who is experiencing heartbreak from relationships, or just heartbreak from family, or you're experiencing disappointment in your life or disappointment in your relationships, beautiful. This is magic. This is a magic moment where we can start to shift and change things. And usually women cycle to this point often in their lives, right? So that they can go deeper into their fortune and they can go deeper into their independence. And what I mean by this, that in order for us to clear up all of our immature or dysfunctional or destructive feminine energy, the only way we tend to pull out of those patterns and those paradigms, or the drama of it, is when we have had a kind of, it feels almost like a heartbreak, where the illusion of life starts to fall away, where we realize we can't trust the person we've been trusting, where we realize the job we're in is a dead end and it's not going to take us anywhere, where we realize that whatever it was is not going to be, and that breaks the illusion of the destruction, and it hurts a lot, so much that we have no choice. We've got two choices: either we go into depression and accept our life as a victim, or we go into creation and we go, I'm going to choose the power of my feminine energy. And it happens again and again in our lives. I've had this happen, and I want to say this because you get better at it. You get better at dealing with the heartbreak. You get better at dealing with the disappointment, because every time you deal with it, you contact a deeper well of fortune, and you're better. And then the next time it kind of comes around to break the illusion, you've got a bigger well of fortune to deal with it. And so it gets easier and easier and easier. But it kind of is part of the spiral of life in order for us to return to our fortune. So I kind of want to let you know that, because I think it's very important that we get savvy to the way that the energetics of enlightenment work. And so if I can just take you back a little bit, or put you from another perspective just for a moment, our whole journey here is to return back to love. Our whole journey is to master love in our lives. Your origin is love and your destination is love. And the female body has a deep need to be loved, a deep longing to be loved, a deep desire to be fulfilled with love, to be filled with love. Our vagina, our womb, we're designed to be filled with love. And that's why we long for it so much. And we want to be filled by it. And be so filled by it that we feel completed. Right? And we know, because our origin is love, we very quickly can feel all the things that are unloved in our life. Because actually deep down we're patterns, where we've got the coding of the potency of the universe inside of us. And that's why we want to create it in our lives. That's why we want to create this version of heaven in our lives, right? And when we sit on the throne, and we know that we're so totally loved by the universe. We're so fulfilled by the universe. We're fulfilled by love itself, by the frequencies and the energetics of love, which is also abundance and goodness and joy and all the virtues in the universe, right? We're fulfilled by it because we are that. That is the throne. And that's why sitting on the throne creates a magnetic field of prosperity, because you've just completely shifted the dimension of energetics you're playing in, right? So the female body is and our lives, we're here to master love. And so when things aren't in the vibration of love, we're always going to be heartbroken on some level. And that heartbreak will make sure that you return back to the throne. So it's really important that anytime you get disappointed, anytime you get heartbroken, anytime the masks fall or the illusions fall and you see the truth that you weren't aware of before, or the red flags show themselves and you get heartbroken and you get disappointed, embrace it. because that heartbreak is a key. That heartbreak is going to make you go deep to contact the fortune that lives inside of you. Ideally, we don't want to be heartbroken to contact the fortune. Ideally, we want to be like, you know what? I'm going to show you some things. I can contact this fortune anyways. I've got so much ability to contact it. I'm there with it all the time. But there will be these moments where the heartbreak will come because it needs to come. Because you need to be stripped of the attachment. You need to be stripped of the illusion. You need to be stripped of the things which are out of alignment and the density in your life, right? And by having that heartbreak, all you can do is look back into yourself to recover. All you can do is go, I have to let go of those things in my life. I have to let go. I have to change things. And I have to, the only person that's going to help me heal this heartbreak is by me learning to contact a deeper well of fortune inside of me. And it's so important that you know this, because I promise you there'll be moments where you get heartbroken again and again in your life. And it doesn't matter how much enlightenment you have, and it doesn't matter how much fortune you've got inside of you. It's just the way the journey is sometimes. I've just recently gone through one in the last couple of months. You know, I thought I'd dealt with a lot of stuff already, and then it was another big wave of heartbreak. And I had to sit with it, and I had to honor it, and I had to own it, and I had to just be like, you know what? This is painful. This hurts. I feel split in two. I feel all my hopes and my dreams and my expectations I had, they're actually illusions. I'm disappointed. And I had to sit with that pain, because the immature, destructive female energy dreams, projects, expects, Prince Charming fantasy. Something else will take care of it and look at it and all that stuff. And then the thing cracks and you're left on your own, just you and a broken heart. And it's painful, but it's so beautiful. It's painful, but it's so beautiful. And you've got to embrace it, because by doing so, you come back to your truth. You come back to your sovereignty. You don't play the game of the manipulation or whatever it is that happens. And you recontact your strength again, and you recontact the love that infinitely exists inside of you again, and you pull yourself back up again, and you gather your power and you gather your strength, and you return yourself to that throne. And I promise you, you will do this again and again and again in your life to return yourself back to the throne. So I just invite you right now, if you've got heartbreak going on, if there's any part of your life that has been disappointed or is being disappointed by people, not being up to standard or whatever it is, if you've been hurt or disappointed by your work or your career, by family members, by partners, or whether you've hurt and disappointed yourself, made decisions that you regret or took the wrong direction at the wrong time. And I just want you to put your hands on your heart and just hold that part of you. Just hold it, and let's love on this part in you. Let's just love on it and love on it and love on it and say, thank you. Thank you for showing me the illusions that are in my life. Thank you for disconnecting me from the fantasies or the projections or the bad behavior. Thank you for letting go of the misfortune that was in my life. It hurts, but I know I have to go through this hurt and this pain, because it's going to return me back to a deeper part of me. And so let's just cut some cords. So if you've got cords with people that need to go, or old energy that between you and other people that need to shift, or maybe, you need to leave a workplace. I mean, we all have a different story, right? Maybe it's an old friend that you still have to let go of in your heart that just wasn't up to standards. Maybe it's your own regret and hurt inside. Just let it go. Let's cut the cords. Let's shift the old energy. Let's allow the hurt to release. You might want to move your body. You might want to shake it out. And I just want you to thank this heartbreak or this hurt or this disappointment for it disconnecting you from that which isn't true. And just, you might want to run your hands over your body and just like, like just cut some cords, let the old skin come off, the old hurt. Maybe you've having heartbreak for a really long time. Maybe you've had heartbreak upon heartbreak upon heartbreak. So I just want to send a lot of beautiful energy and light into your heart, into your body. Just send light through the heart. It's a journey, right? It's all a journey, and we learn from it. But it's something you need to know, that as a woman who's returning herself back to her power, as a woman who is choosing to sit on the throne of love and prosperity, you're going to have your heart broken, but you're going to get better at it, and it's going to get easier, and you're going to learn quicker. And eventually, your heart will be so strong that you won't even enter into situations that bring misfortune to you. You'll be able to see the red flags a mile away. You'll be able to see what that person's up to before you even engage in them. You'll be able to master yourself so much and who you truly are that you won't get lost in your projections and your expectations. But the heartbreak is part of the journey to it. And it's okay. You just need to embrace it. And I think it's really important as women, because we love so deeply, because we come from love and it hurts. But if we don't learn to embrace this, and if we don't learn to move through the power of our heartbreaks, we end up being women who are victims. We end up feeling disappointed. We end up feeling like nothing works in our life. We're undeserving. Why does it work for everyone else but not me? And we kind of sit in a heartbreak energy, like a low-grade heartbreak energy for our life. Do you know? We don't want that. You might be feeling like, oh, actually, I've been kind of there for a while now, where things are like a bit mediocre, not quite very magical, not as beautiful as I'd like it to be. I'm surviving, it's okay, but it's not the magic I know. And that is low-grade heartbreak. That is learning to cope with heartbreak. That's learning to survive with it. We want to get out of those places. It's really important, because if we stay there, then we don't ever get to see the visions or the truth of what it is to sit on the throne, what our life can be like to sit on that throne. All right, so we need to do this. So I just invite you to just inhale, just feel the beautiful light of the universe all around you. Inhale love into your heart chakra, and exhale love out of your heart chakra. And we're just going to do some breathing in the heart exercise. Inhale love into the heart chakra. Exhale love out of the heart chakra. Inhale love into the heart chakra. Exhale love, and just let it breathe and heal, right? And there are so many things you can do to help your heartbreak, so I've got resources. But the other thing which can really help a woman shift the energy of her heart and shift her vibration really quickly is by learning to claim the sexual energy as a sacred force, and then learning that the sexual energy as a sacred force can transcend and unite to the heart. And for me, this is a very, very important alignment that as a woman, you definitely need to learn to master. And I call it the divine in a marriage, because the thing about the feminine or the immature feminine on some level is that she's after love. She comes from love. She wants to experience love. She wants it. And because we are mammals, we're humans, we want to connect to other people. So the feminine energy can always be looking for love, looking for someone to complete, looking for something to connect her or recognize her or see her or want her. And that creates a leak of energy. And if we don't get seen, if we're not wanted, if we're not loved, We go into these lower immature places of feeling I'm not good enough, or manipulating to try and get the person to be what you want to them, or feeling like you get resentful and bitter, you're not doing what I want, so now I'm going to have to stonewall you and reject you. And that's a lot of leaking of energy. Or we get twisted in obsessions and fantasies and all these things, and that twists up our energy. So one of the most beautiful, quickest, easiest, powerful, most potent ways to help resolve this is to resolve the feminine looking out to complete herself, is to let the sexual energy complete within our own being. Learning for the sexual energy to move up to the heart and unite with the heart, marry the heart, strengthen the heart, hold the heart. And as this happens, a woman becomes her own soulmate. She becomes more sovereign in her own energy. She becomes more filled with herself. That she's not looking to be completed by another person. She's not leaking her energy in those ways. Instead, she raises her vibration. And then, yeah, if someone's a match to love her, why not? But it's coming from a place of empowerment, of I am beautiful, I am deserving, I am worth love, and I shall receive it energy, right? Which is a whole other energetics. And if we can get that energetics happening right inside of us, then we also compound I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I'm able to receive more prosperity and more abundance, right? So that's all part of how the female energetics play out. So the sexual energy is an important fast tracker to get us to the throne, right? It's really, really important. But we often have to go on a bit of a journey to clear up the sexual energy and to be able to help it move up through the body, to help it transcend. We have to learn to do some certain exercises to help move the sexual energy up through the body. Because the sexual energy has this beautiful, when it starts to rise, it moves through all the energy pathways in the body. It unites with all the cells. And it brings power to your being. It brings power back to your heart, your own power back to your heart, brings your own power back to your solar plexus, your own power back to your throat. I can't tell you how much learning to weave my sexual energy through my body has changed me completely. It's really made me centered in my heart and powerful. It's really given a sense of strength in my voice to say and speak and be strong there. It's given me a power in my solar plexus. It's allowed me to have stronger boundaries. Like my energy's just knitted with my sexual energy. It's stronger. And that creates a glow. And that creates a magnetism. You know, sexual energy is very magnetic. It's very attractive. It's very alluring. But it's very charismatic. But to have that supporting you glow with your own energy. You feel in love with your own energy. I don't know if you've ever had this experience when you're in love with someone and all their sexual energy is within you and you feel beautiful and wonderful because you're in love and you're making love and their sexual energy is in you and you just feel beautiful and radiant. And then as soon as that relationship dissolves, it's like it drains away because they've taken their energy with them, right? So as women, we have to learn to bring that energy to ourselves, and we bring that feeling of in love with the self, with the sexual energy as it learns to transcend. That is power. That is a very big power for the feminine to have. Right? Very big power, but it's a journey, right? We have to go on a journey to unlock our sexual energy from all the shame, the guilt. Sometimes it's the abuse, the tragedy of our womb. Sometimes we've had, you know, intense births. We've had episiotomies, we've had cesareans. Some of us have endometriosis or cysts or all sorts of female health problems down there. Hormonal imbalances, all of these things can affect the sexual energy. And really, what are all these imbalances? Hormonal imbalances, thyroid imbalance, cysts, breast cysts, you know, difficulty with pregnancy, difficult getting pregnant, infertility, pregnancy, birth issues, all of those things is disbalanced feminine manifesting in physical form, right? So we have to also learn to clear up all these things within us so that our feminine energetics are healthy. And the sexual energy is one of the first places to begin. We learn to untangle the sexual energy. We learn to help breathe it through all the different parts of our vagina. You know, we learn to breathe our sexual energy through our womb, through our clitoris. We learn to breathe our sexual energy up through our ovaries to energize our ovaries. We learn to breathe our sexual energy all the way up to our heart, our solar plexus, strengthening the whole system. We learn to breathe our sexual energy up to our throat, up to our third eye, up to our crown, all the way out so that we glow. You know, which is why I teach the Living Goddess retreats. We do this for a whole 7 days until the universe can make love to you, because you've trained your body so much that the love within you is awakening so powerfully that the entire universe makes love to you. I mean, it's just amazing. But this puts you back on the throne. A true goddess, a true woman who's holding the power of her female energetics, is being made love to by the universe. We're being made love to by the goodness of life. We're being made love to by the beauty of life. We're being made love to by the joy of life, the prosperity of life. And so we really have to understand that if we're going to play at this level of female energetics and the power of it, we've got to learn that we've got to use some energy in our body to get there. We've got to do some breathing work to move our body, our energy up. We've got to learn to unite the sexual energy in the heart. We've got to learn to create that divine inner marriage inside of us and make us so strong. It's so important. And this is why I'm telling you, everything I'm giving you today are like little tools, little keys, little paths, little coordinates that lead you back to the throne. And what happens when your sexual energy starts to transcend up the body? And you start to feel more complete in your own energy, and you start to feel more beautiful in your own sense of self. You need less validation from others. That just immediately deletes a lot of stuff. You start to choose better partners to be with. That automatically deletes a lot of misfortune from your life, right? If you're holding your heart in the right way, that automatically deletes a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of, toxic situations that are not serving you. If you're learning to have the power of your voice back again, immediately, you can have boundaries, and that can delete a lot of things which are out of alignment. So you've got to understand that the power of female energetics, once we get the alignments right, it automatically deletes a lot of misfortune from your life, because you're not playing in those realms anymore. And you untangle from situations quickly. And it's beautiful and it's powerful. But this is the journey into female energetics. And that's why it's like, can I surrender here? Can I surrender to this fortune that lives inside of me? Can I surrender to the power of my sacred sexuality and sexual energy? Can I surrender to the magic of it moving through my body? Can I surrender to the pool of love that exists within me so that I feel so full and complete of the own love that I have? Can I surrender to my own magic and my own mystery and my own intuition and my own abilities? Can I keep surrendering to all of that? Can I trust it? Can I let it be a pillar of stability within me? Can I let it awaken me so that I see through things and I can delete the misfortune in my life quickly? Can I surrender to my own beauty? And that's a big thing. Can you surrender to your own beauty? We're not taught to surrender to our own beauty. We're taught it's wrong. We're taught to fix it. But can you surrender to the beauty of who you are? Can you surrender to it? And how many of us have like distorted parts inside of us, like, I can't surrender to my beauty. I'm this and I'm that and I'm ugly and I'm fat and I can't surrender to it. If you can't surrender to your beauty, how can you surrender to the fortune that lives inside of you? Can you surrender to your wisdom that lives inside of you? I mean, for centuries, women have been silenced. We haven't even been able to speak, say our wisdom. But can you surrender to it? Can you let it move through you? Can you let it move through your mind? Can you let it move through you so you can see through situations? Can you let that wisdom move through you to guide you, to speak, to solve problems in your life? Can you surrender to your intuition, that instinctual part of you that just knows? Can you surrender to the magic that lives inside of you, the mystery, that healing force that has this ability to shift and change so much stuff? Surrender, surrender, surrender. And by surrendering to these parts, we surrender to prosperity because it's all within us. We just have to keep surrendering. And by only surrendering to it, we choose it, right? And that's huge, because a lot of the way that the energetics of the universe is set up is because we have free agency, right? We have free agency, we have a choice. So we have to, by surrendering in the right way, we're actually choosing. And so we keep choosing a deeper path inside of us, a deeper path back to our throne. And let me be clear, you're surrendering to your magic. You know, you're surrendering to, you're not surrendering to another person or a situation or an idea. You're surrendering to that deeper pool of energy that exists inside of you. And so because of that, you have to learn to track the high vibrational frequencies that exist inside of you, and keep tuning into them like a radio station. Ah, that's me. Ah, there's my wisdom. There's my beauty. There's the love there. There's that wild part of me that I'm needing right now. There's that kind of compassion I'm really needing to call upon now. There is that power that I'm needing, that courage. Like, I just keep surrendering and finding it, surrendering. And then the more you surrender and find it, the more you get to claim it, the more you get to own it. The more you claim it, the more you own it, the more you get to sit on the throne. And when you claim and when you own something, it cannot be taken away, because you've claimed it and you've owned it. It's yours. You found it. You discovered it. It belonged to you. You accessed it. You activated it. You connected to it. Claim it, own it. And then that starts to compound the throne. And then you start to, I already have it. I already have the wealth. I already have the love. I already have the beauty. I already have the magnetism. I already have it. And if I have it, then so it is. And if it's so it is, it already exists. And if it exists, it shows up in my life. I don't even have to receive it, because it just is. It is. It's a given. And yeah, of course, we keep receiving what's given. And the more we receive what's given, the more we realize we have it. And the more we realize we have it, the more we realize it's there. And the more we realize it's there, the more we can receive it, right? And that's the power and the fortune of female energetics. So take a deep breath. Drink all this beautiful information into your body. I just think maybe we just need to have a moment of moving our bodies, bringing all this information and energy and transmission into ourselves. You might feel beautiful light coming down around you, drinking it in. You might want to breathe this energy, this beauty, this knowledge into your breasts, into your vagina. Maybe you just feel yourself activating. Maybe you feel your body snaking and moving as the kundalini or your sexual energy wants to awaken. You can breathe your energy up through your body if you like, inhaling through your base chakra. Bring your energy up to your solar plexus. Sacral chakra, and exhale. Bring your energy up to your solar plexus. Exhale, inhale, bring your energy up to your heart. exhale. Inhale, bring your energy up to your throat, exhale. Inhale, bring your energy up to the third eye, exhale. Inhale, bring your energy up to your crown, just let it all sparkle around you. And just feel yourself expanding with your fortune that exists inside of you, like just expanding, 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 and becoming. Bam. And just feel yourself sitting on this throne. Because it's a beautiful place. It's the place you have to get to. Because you live in a female body and you want to play the universe in a very special way. So you've got to have a go at this female energetics, because it's a very big key to you creating a very, very beautiful life. And it's a massive key into you resolving the deep stuff within you. Because the thing about women is that we're really, really deep. And we think a lot and we feel a lot and we get twisted in things a lot and things don't make sense and we get broken very easily. And so actually being a woman is a very complex journey. We have our cycle, right? Hormonal cycle, it does lots of different, and we were like, can be 10 different women in one cycle. So we are very complex beings on some level, but really the complexity that you might be feeling as a woman is really just very fragmented parts of you lost in the immaturity of the feminine, or the destroyed feminine aspects. They're just very fragmented parts, because we should not be feeling complex. We should not be feeling overwhelmed. We should not be feeling like a victim or unable or we're too much, right? Because when we're sitting on the throne, we're very stable in all of who we are, and we become one force. Yeah, we might be a bit wild sometimes, we might be a bit sensual sometimes and a bit wise, but we come as one stable force, and that's where we want to get to. So I just want you to own or claim your throne. Know that it's a journey to get there, and that you'll master it more and more and more and more and more, right? So I will answer any questions, because I think questions can also bring a lot to this conversation. So you can write them into the chat and I can answer them for you. Because yeah, questions are always welcomed. But this feminine energetics is key. It has saved my life. It has saved the choices I've made. It's saved my work. It's rescued my work. It's taken my work to another level. It's moved me into deeper experiences of love. It's helped me to get so comfortable with myself, my body, my sexuality, my beauty, my creativity. Like I'm just the mystery, the magic. There's an ease and a comfort in all of it. And the beauty, the most important thing is the magic of life that starts to awaken because of it. So it's a very, very important key. And so next week, sometime next week or 2 weeks time, I'm taking everyone on a very, very deep masterclass into femme fortune. And we're going to go very, very deep. What I've given you is like the zoomed out version, the key, the throne, right? So that you know where we're going. But to really master it, to really untangle, to really learn how the body awakens, how the femme fortune comes, we do this over, I think, 8 classes. We've got some 3-hour sessions in there on the Saturday mornings where we go very, very deep, very, very deep to get you strong, to crystallize you, so that you take this gift of the female energetics with you for the rest of your life. That's what I want to give you in this femme fortune class, is that you, over these 8 modules, you get the gift that it crystallizes you and makes you so strong for the rest of your life, that we weave you back into the throne so that you're always there. So it's going to be very, 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 very powerful. It's going to be a very important key if you're wanting more love in your life, more abundance in your life, if you're wanting to progress deeper into your work and attract more clients or students. It's going to be super powerful. I promise you it will be a very life-changing event. I cannot wait to give it to you. We're going to go through so many things, from sacred yin to Kundalini to divine inner marriages, to feminine energetics, to the deep female wounds, to the throne, to the lioness, to the goddess, to alpha communication, to voicing, to to helping the sexual energy liberate. Like there's so much weaved into it that it's going to weave you back to the throne. And I very much invite you to come to Femme Fortune. It's magic, absolutely magic. We have, I think it's at 633 now on the early bird price, or 233 on a payment plan, and then it jumps up to £900, I think, next Wednesday. So we've got an early bird going on now. If you're in our Eclipse experience, which is where you come for a journey for a whole year with me, it's free when you come into the Eclipse experience. So that might be something you want to do. And if you're truly someone who really wants to master themselves and master soul incarnation and go on a really big journey of channeling and embodiment and mastery and leadership and feminine energetics, then the Eclipse experience is 100% for you. And I would very much like to be your teacher. But if there is one place to begin in the Eclipse experience, then the feminine energetics, the Femme Fortune class we have coming up is going to be it, because it's going to rewire you in such a way that you're going to feel so confident in yourself that you'll be able to take the next step in your life and the next step and the next step and the next step into your mastery. So I very much invite you into it. We aren't doing our retreats this year. Usually I do a living goddess retreat and a living priestess retreat this time of the year, but we've got the Femme Fortune instead, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So there are questions. We'll send the link out to you. You can come have a look at it. It's gold, absolute gold. If you've got any questions about it, you can also write it into the chat. And usually, maybe I should have gotten a link to put into the chat for you, but I didn't think about that. But anyway, we'll work it out. All right, if you've got questions, put it into the chat. I'll answer them. But before I dive deeper and deeper into, and we can all learn from each other's questions, hey? Because if one person's got a question here, we're holding a group space here. So there's a very deep energetic resonance. So sometimes the answer, you might not have the issue that the person's saying, but the answer could be a key for you. So hang in with these questions because they're very, very powerful. And yeah, let's go for it. And I will answer them as best as I can. So Ingrid is saying, it's so beautiful hearing you speak about this. You were just describing my journey of the last 2 years, and now I'm learning to tap into this beautiful light whenever I need a reminder. Yeah, we need to always, we need to be reminded. And for me, what's important is I'm a bit of a little star being. I think I came down on the stars and I was like, oh my God, I'm planet Earth here. This doesn't make sense to me at all. This body doesn't make sense. This world definitely doesn't make sense. I know I come from something really beautiful and I've got to somehow get myself back to what I know is true. And so having coordinates has been really important for me. Like we don't get manuals in our lives, right? We don't come with the manual of how to do this life, but what I can teach you and show you are the coordinates. So if we know where the coordinate is, if we know where we're going and we know the energetic journey back to it, then there's usually a part of us that is wise enough and smart enough for us to get there, to help us get there, or we'll find the book to read or whatever. So please, this masterclass has so many little coordinates for you to help you. And then the Femme Fortune big class that we're doing in 2 weeks' time is going to give you the complete picture and the complete crystallization of all these coordinates. So you just are it and you can just fast track your life. This is why I do my work, is I give you it so you can just fast track your life, because I know how bloody hard it is otherwise. Okay, Bernadette is, my heart is broken from 2 miscarriages. I feel you. Barbara, I intuitively have had heartaches from playing small, and while listening to you, I feel like heavy in my heart, which comes and goes. I keep breathing into it and the pain, and yet I'm still not managed to feel the pain. What guidance do you have for me to connect to the pain? I think sometimes and Barbara, you're in our clips. She's in our embodiment coaching certification. So you could totally do the embrace technique there, which is sometimes we feel pain and then it goes away, and we're like, I know I need to work through this stuff, but I can't access it again. Sometimes we're given the pain or the thing that's not right, and then it kind of shifts from us, And if we've been trained to be healers, we can sometimes be like, I've got to look for the pain in order to heal it and shift it in order for it to release, right? But actually, sometimes we get shown things, it comes, it goes, so that we go, oh, okay, let me see if I can go deeper. And this is why the female fortune energetics is so important. Let me go deeper to access the deeper well of beauty and wisdom within me that overrides this pain, which is much stronger than this pain, which is much more wiser than this pain, which is much more capable than this pain. And sometimes we need to contact that power first. And we realize actually by contacting that power that actually that pain is so insignificant. Let's not even go on a hunt to go and find it. So I really invite you to reverse the way that you look at things, or just, allow things to come and show you, and then allow the deeper fortune inside of you to come forward. Okay. Stina, I'm going through my womb. Will this affect the ability to do female energy work? No. So the physical body, the womb, the ovaries can all be removed, but the energetics of the body are still there. It might affect hormones and the way that hormones flow through your body. So supporting your body with like some maybe phytoestrogen herbs, or to keep the energy flowing in the body would be important for you. But the energetics are still there. And actually, it's sometimes even more important for people that have had breasts removed or womb removed, or ovaries removed, to come and do feminine work to repattern the energy pathways, to strengthen them, that the identity of the feminine is there very strongly, even though the physical is not there. So yeah, you've come in at a good time to start to think about all of this stuff. Pretty, can we truly become a goddess, like a divine goddess? I think we're on a journey. I think, we all have to notice the divinity that exists inside of us, and we have to notice that the sacred feminine that exists within us. And the more that we embrace it and become it, the more we go on the journey into the enlightened version of what it is to be divine in a female body, which is goddess, right? If you're, maybe you end up transcending and end up being a beautiful energy being by the end of it all. I think it's a journey. I think everything's a journey. And I think the most important thing is we know the radio station we're tuning into, and we just keep finding those feelings, those thoughts, those frequencies, keep tuning into it until we become it. Garima, with all this practice, current relationship can change, as I'm in a relationship where I'm always disappointed, but just because of the fear of being alone, I guess I'm not able to leave him. Yeah, so a few things can happen. If you start doing these practices, usually the dynamic changes in the relationship. So because you may have had a fear of being lonely or alone, you create a certain dynamic in the relationship, which makes the relationship behave in a certain way. And maybe you always get disappointed, and then you get lonely, and then that reinforces that he needs to disappoint you so you can be lonely, so you can't leave the relationship. So it can be really tangled up with some very interesting subconscious patterning and programming and entanglements, right? But if we learn to get back into our power and our female power and our heart power, people can't disappoint us. So that dynamic of him needing to disappoint you will change. And so either he'll quickly readjust his energy and you'll have a new dynamic play out so that you can come closer and actually have a more healthier relationship. Or eventually you'll get so strong in yourself and you won't even worry about me, that it will just naturally fall away, and you're like, actually, I deserve a better love. So either way, you have to begin the journey. Either way, you have to play with the female energetics, because either way, you're going to get to a better place in yourself and then eventually in life. So pretty saying divine, like goddess Lakshmi, Durga. Well, I think maybe those goddesses are divine, and they help, they incarnate into us. So, and I truly believe in this journey into enlightenment wholeheartedly, that the journey into enlightenment ascension never ends. So if you keep following the path, you might actually become a goddess yourself. Might not be in this life, maybe it's in 10,000 lives to come, but I think the potential to awaken to that mastery is part of the journey, 100%. Stina, I'm going to remove my womb. Will that affect my ability? Okay, I've answered that one. No. Okay. Beautiful wisdom. Okay. So is it part of channel or coach, or only the full eclipse experience? So yeah, so the full eclipse experience is my body of work that has come down. It's so beautiful, and in it we've got 3 seasons. We've got a mystic season, a temple season, and a creator season. In the mystic season, we do things like psychic development, channeling courses, illuminated prosperity. The creator season moves into more leadership, abundance, creating, that kind of vibe. And the temple season, which we're in now, is embodiment coaching. The retreats would usually come under this. So the living goddess retreat, the living priestess retreat, or the temple kind of work, the sacred work that we do. And the femme fortune would come under this. It's not part of the eclipse. Sorry, it's not part of channel or coach because they're separate little courses. But if you go for the full eclipse experience, then you get femme fortune as part of it. So in the full eclipse experience, you get all of it over 1 year, where you'll learn to channel and create soul incarnation and embodiment and leadership and abundance and feminine energetics and illuminated prosperity. And it's amazing. It's amazing. The growth is phenomenal. The people that are in it are amazing from all around the world, growing and awakening together. And the whole idea of the eclipse experience is that you do all of that, and you step back into your sovereignty. You step back into your truth. You know your dharma. You know who you are and your purpose, and you return back to you. So it's all designed so that you return back to you. You return back to your truth and your power and your magnificence. And so it's a beautiful, for some people, it's like a divine timing where they move through it and awaken to the next level. For other people, they need to learn skills to get themselves there. For other people, they're needing the transmission and the awakening. So it's a lot of mastery in the eclipse experience. But yeah, if the femme fortune is included in the eclipse experience for the whole year, or if you buy the temple season, right? So if you get into temple season, you can just take the season and take everything in the season, right? Or take the whole year and get everything in the year. So the best thing is to get curious about my work. You know, if it's not now, maybe it's next year, but get curious. Go have a look at the website, go have a look at the eclipse experience, go have a look at what the offers are, go have an understanding of why I do what I do, how it might work for you. And if you've got questions, you can email us. You can also download a brochure. There's a brochure there that will give you the whole experience so that you understand it. But the invitation really is to go and explore it, because you'll either go, ding, 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 this is for me, or you'll go, this is for me, not all of that. Or you'll go, resisting, I'm scared, and then you might do it next year, you know, or you might be like, I'm okay, you know. So it's really, the idea is that you read it, you feel it, you understand it, you comprehend it, and you come, hopefully you come along for the journey, because it is beautiful in so many ways. Like what I teach you here is like a snippet of what we do over a whole year, if you can imagine. Okay, Nina's saying, I find pain is a great teacher, but disillusion too, and heartbreak often helps us to burst our fantasy bubble and come back to see clearly. Absolutely. Do you think we can have our power being taken away from us in childhood, or do we give it away? I'm not clear on this. I think it's both. I think the thing about a child is that the way that we, I have so many thoughts coming through my head. We are designed to incarnate our soul into our body. We're designed to be in our truth. And it's up to our parent. And the way that our soul gets birthed into our human body is through love. So if we have parents that love us and care for us and explain for things and are wise and all those things, then we get to grow who we are very easily. We get to stand in our sovereignty. We get to feel safe. We get to expand. We're like, I've got this. And you leave, hopefully the idea is you leave your family home and you feel complete in yourself, and off you go to master your life. But we don't get that experience, unfortunately. People have a lot of broken love experiences. So you can have your power taken away very easily as a child by being shouted at, by being told you're wrong, by having a jealous parent, by someone that is destructive, and we get destroyed, and our power and our sense of self can get taken away. Absolutely. And also we can give it away. We can overgive it to people. We can give away ourselves. We can be manipulated easily, and we can give away our power, and we can get confused because the dynamics of love aren't there. So this is where the big issue is for us, which is why we often have to go on a journey of self-healing and return ourselves back to love, so that we can untangle all of this stuff and find ourselves again, which is why the femme fortune is so important, because it quickly returns us back to the big pool of love and the fortune that lives inside of us, so that we don't have to rely on anybody else giving it to us to grow us or form us or awaken us. We can do it ourselves with our own energy. I hope that makes sense. Garima, if the partner is not into healing and ill-broken, so can sexual intimacy can shake your energy. And little broken, so can sexual intimacy shake your energy as well? Yeah, so it's funny, you know, sometimes people aren't into healing, but actually they're very awakened and they're very aware, and they heal and they awaken really quickly, you know? And sometimes there are people that aren't into healing and they are very unconscious, and they're limited and they're full of blocks, and it's very hard to reach them. So you kind of got to know where people are at. And I think sexual intimacy is a really big, powerful healer. It can really help people awaken really quickly. It can allow for deeper exchange and deeper connection. And I think what's really important is that when we do enter into sexual connection with our partners, that we're coming from a deep intentional place of care or love, because those imprints of those energies move through the sexual energy and is given to the other person. And so, you know, it's really important that we start to create sacred times in our intimacy where both partners can drop into love or have a moment just to connect and then enter into lovemaking, so that the energy exchange and the love, the intention there is helping everything to move and grow in a bigger way. So yes, I don't know if that answers your question. But on the flip side, if a man's carrying a lot of toxic energy, women, unfortunately, can take on all the toxicity of them in sexual intercourse. We're natural kind of healers, and we can actually take on all their negativity. So then they leave after sexual experience feeling much better, and we're left with all their crap. So that can also happen. So we want to be careful that that's not happening, or why you're allowing that to happen, and things like that. So little things to be mindful of. I don't know if that's where you're at, or but in general, that can also be something that happens. Linda, thank you. You are confirming what I know within myself. I remember clarity is what is missing with me. Hopefully I can join your community of awakening, remembering to who we truly are, love and the goddesses in physical form. Absolutely. Come along. There's always something going on in my world. There really is a lot of magic happening here. And clarity is so important. And it comes from that stability where you found contacted the power of the feminine so much. It's a stable force, because the feminine energy is like, whoa, Shakti, moving, creating, feeling, sensing, like wild. You know, it can be like this, but deep within it is this strong, powerful woman, knowing, wise in the mystery, clarity, depth, and we want that part active as well. So when that depth comes through, there's a purpose to who we are. We can create better. The visions come through. The knowing is given. All of these things, you know, we stabilize, we're stronger, we're more powerful, we're more potent. Our energy signature in the universe has more strength, right? And then the universe goes, oh, there you are. And then we get more mirrored matches going on. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay. Amazing. So, oh my gorgeous, a beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here on the power of female energetics. I cannot tell you how powerful and potent this work is. It will change your life. Come and join me. Come and join me for Femme Fortune. It's going to be amazing. If you want to have an even more amazing journey, this is just, imagine what we do over a whole year. Like, there is a lot going on in my world. Please get curious about it. Please come and talk to us about it if you've got any questions. But thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure and joy to bring this work to you. As always, you know, I bring this work to you to awaken and evolve, but I also bring this work to myself to awaken and evolve, because that's how the energy works. So I'm also very grateful for the magic that comes through as well. Welcome to my world. If you're new, we've got lots of free resources for you, so please stick around. There's always something going on. Next year, we'll have the retreats, the Living Goddess and Living Priestess retreats. So mark your diaries for the end of July, August next year. That's really beautiful. We've got Femme Fortune. Then I'm going to Australia for a whole month to go back home to Australia to visit my family. I haven't been back for 7 years. My grandma's turning 90. I can't wait. Can't wait for that. And then when I return from Australia, we enter into the creator season, which is abundance and creation and leadership. And that's going to be very, very, very powerful. So that will be in our eclipse experience. But at the moment, we are doing the power of female energetics, or we are doing a femme fortune, or we are helping you to get back onto your throne and allowing you to surrender to the magnetic field of prosperity that lives within you, so that you can surrender to a more magnetic universe to gift you with more beautiful things. So from the depths of my being, from the depths of all the cells of my being, I send you the biggest wave of love, the biggest wave of light. So welcome, Kathy. So welcome. Please take these gems. There are gems of knowledge here. Penny saying you're a gold, Vanya. You've taken Encyclopedia of Deep Knowledge. Thank you for your teachings. It's only taken 61 years to find you. I'm in awe of you, but I have found you a great teacher. I'm so pleased. That makes my heart sing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please remember the coordinates. Like that, they're the seeds. They're the seeds. They're gonna like pop through you. Know that there is so much for you. This is just the beginning, and we have to keep remembering our magnificence and our power. Don't get boring, people. It's very easy to get boring and mundane and like lost in the 3D world. Don't be there for too long. There's so much more for you. There is a whole magical universe waiting for you to play with, and it begins with your body. And then we get to play a whole other level. So welcome to my world. Welcome to you. Welcome to your beauty. Welcome to your feminine power. Henka, how are you? I'm sending you the biggest wave of love. May you be loved. May you be blessed. May you be cared for in ways that you never thought was possible. I love you. Be amazing. Beautiful. I see you very soon for Femme Fortune. I love you. Let's keep connected by emails, Instagram, all these places until the next time when the stars align. May all the stars kiss you until you remember your brilliance. Bye.